Here is the mayor of San Juan, Puerto Rico today.
All he had to say is, I'm sorry that 2,975 of you died. That's all he had to say. But he's incapable of doing that. Anything that comes out of the president's mouth that does not begin with, I am sorry that those people died, even as a simple act of being in tune with what we're feeling, is totally neglectful and totally off the grid. I mean, the man does not have a clue.
Joining us now, Jason Johnson, politics editor at theroot.com and an MSNBC contributor, and David Corn is back with us. And Jason Johnson, we saw it with John McCain, and now we've seen it with 2,975 people. As the mayor put it, he cannot even say, I'm sorry.
Yeah, when you have to be shamed into lowering and then raising the flag for a veteran and a noble member of the U.S. Senate, it's indicative of how this White House operates. But, Lawrence, the part that has always gotten me about Trump and his refusal to just show common courtesy and decency towards human beings is the fact that no one around him seems embarrassed by this. No one around him seems ashamed about the fact that he didn't want to raise the flag. No one around him seems ashamed that he can't say, oh, my gosh, 3,000 Americans died, and we basically tried to hide the figures like it was the concussion protocol in the NFL. That's what really galls me about this administration. We can have a despicable man in the White House, but the fact that he's surrounded by enablers endangers us all.
Let's listen to what Donald Trump did say about this hurricane in Puerto Rico when the death count was just ridiculously underreported at that time. Let's listen to this.
We've saved a lot of lives. If you look at the, every death is a horror. But if you look at a real catastrophe like Katrina, and you look at the tremendous hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that died, and you look at what happened here with really a storm that was just totally overpowering. Nobody's ever seen anything like this. You can be very proud. Everybody around this table and everybody watching can really be very proud of what's taken place in Puerto Rico.
David, first of all, no other president would have talked about even that low death toll number that way. Yeah. But if they had made comments about it, they wouldn't let those comments stand today when that number goes up by almost 3,000.
Well, it's a Trump hurricane, so it has to be the best hurricane, right? And his response has to be the best response. You know, what strikes me today about the Google News episode at 5 a.m. in the morning is that it makes clear that the thing that motivates Trump more than anything else is his own petty personal grievances. This guy is not 98% water like the rest of us. He's 98% spite. That's what motivates him. That's what gets him up in the morning and gets him into that office, or even before the office, into the bathroom and tweeting away. He doesn't care about 2,900 Americans, Puerto Rico. He doesn't care about Americans who don't have clean water in Flint, Michigan. He doesn't care about separated families. He doesn't care about victims of gun violence. He cares about his own petty grievances. It's the way a narcissist sees the world.
And Jason, there's the president screaming into the phone all weekend because he's angry about the investigation closing in on him. Right. And there's no report, there's not even a hint from anyone in the White House that he has picked up the phone, that he has said one word, that he's made one attempt to move his bureaucracy on reuniting those children at the southern border.
No, the president doesn't care. I mean, he doesn't care about brown children. He doesn't care about brown people. He doesn't care about Puerto Ricans. He doesn't care about, shootings in Florida. These are not things that concern him. Lawrence, for a Gen Xer like me, they always say, you can learn a lot about somebody by their search history on their computer. You just look at the tabs. And the fact that Donald Trump, when he looks on Google and fake news always finds something bad, what that indicates is he wakes up every day day trying to see, what do they think about me? What do they think about me? Who's saying bad things about me? His computer is basically learning based on his own grievances. And that shows us that his computer is giving him the painful world that he sees. So I'm not surprised. He's only obsessed with his own reviews, his own Q numbers. And that's why the moment things start looking bad, he never looks inward, he attacks outward.
And so, David, when he checks tomorrow, he's going to find there's a lot more negative comment about his silence about the 2,975 deaths in Puerto Rico.
And of course, bad news coverage about his complaints about Google News.
Right.
I mean, and he'll be out there, finding another way to show that the world's against him, which he thinks plays to his base, and to some degree it does, but really what it does is play to his psyche.
Jason Johnson and David Corn, thank you both for joining us tonight. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lawrence.
And